Welcome to Happy Life Results Book Group.
Hey everyone.
Okay, we're going to do translator stage number 4, and this is also a skip in stage 1, where we pick a conspicuous place to put the symbol of start with happy. So just like with Curious Play, we want you to go back through your guidebook and do a symbol, have a symbol written or digital for each one of your sections that reminds you to approach it with start with happy.
And you can conspicuous place like on the mirror or somewhere you'll see it that reminds you you don't have to do something to get to happy. You can start with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Start with happy. All right. So the traditional view is more like, okay, so if you were to see, I've had this experience when someone read the 22 things up in context, they got really overwhelmed because they thought they had to use the traditional method or the tools that they'd already been using to be able to achieve all of that. And so it just seemed like this arduous climb. Like, that's going to be exhausting. I struggle to even do my daily tasks, let alone become the kind of person I want to become. It sounds really overwhelming and daunting. So if you're thinking of it in that way, that's not starting with happy. That's starting with overwhelm. And so we want you to see that trying to try hard or work hard to feel good isn't the method. That it's effortless, it's easy, it's fun, it's all a game.
It's funny, it's like, have you ever had a mandatory fun experiment? Like they say, have fun now. You know, it doesn't work that way.
No, like if you were taking your kids on vacation and they didn't want to go.
Yes, like that.
Yeah. So this idea of unconditional peak experience could seem like it's asking a lot of the hero. The hero could be like, what? You want me to do what? Like, that just all sounds way too hard.
And especially if you're trying to do it like a mandatory vacation, like you must enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna feel like that.
So what we want to do is we want to help you see that once you that there are skills and tools that you can learn to be able to do this, and once you implement them and once you practice them, that the whole process becomes easy. It's almost like you are transforming in the background and then you're just observing yourself transform in a lot of ways where you're just surprised at your ability. Whereas the traditional system, you're not surprised by your ability. You work dang hard to get there.
and one thing, putting the idea of start with happy is not meant that you're expected to be doing the happy. It's the reminder of thinking about your lens of how you approach the world and your feelings of happy. It's more of a reminder at this point of, oh, okay, just to the concepts, to get the concepts in your awareness so that you can notice them. It's not, oh, I put a note on my dash, so I should be happy right now because I have that note there.
We're still we're still in the theory stage. We're not in the application stage.
This is all about reminding yourself about the theories and thinking through and noticing things. Yeah,
that's really important.
Because if you're expecting to be able to do it already right now, and you're expecting that of yourself, and you're not doing it,
it's gonna be twice
it's
as hard.
Too early.
Yeah. So we're just explaining about the theory, and then so it's funny because sometimes you can feel, and this is what you're saying, like you could feel bad about where you're at. And then if you're feeling bad about where you're at,
then you're not doing the start with
happy.
And it's like the opposite of what you're hoping to achieve by going through this. So instead of feeling bad about where you're at, if it's not where you want to be, what would you do instead? Translate. What would you do instead that would keep you motivated? What's the approach? What's the perspective that you would have when you see that you're not where you want to be, that encourages you to keep taking steps? That's what you want to translate.
Yes.
Yeah.
When have you been super excited and motivated to keep going even though something was challenging, or you didn't see how you were going to get to the end result? What have you done in the past? And that can be a way to help you translate. And
that process of you thinking that through and acknowledging and realizing something clear in your mind about this, if you can somehow keep track of that, that's what you want to put, something to remind you of what you come up with in that moment of clarity, something that reminds you of the process you have gone through that has kept you motivated even when things were challenging.
Yeah, because if you kept going, then you weren't using pain points anymore. If you were successful and got the results you were going for, you stopped maybe you started with them, but at some point you stopped using them. So like if you're going to the gym every day and you've been going for the last 6 years, you're not using pain to get you there. You're enjoying it. And why?
Why? How did you get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to look at it.
So being pleased with who you are now,
yes,
is part of the process of allowing you to grow into something more. Being upset at who you are now is actually going to shut down your ability to transform. So you want to be pleased and accept who you are now, but then look towards the growth, right?
Yes, 100%, yes. And I'm pleased with where you are right now.
Yeah.
You're
exactly
amazing.
how you are right now.
And how does that feel? That feeling of, I'm happy with who I am right now. And then going forward, you actually have so much more motivation and energy available to you than if you're, I'm not happy with who I am and what I'm doing right now.
So the opposite of start with happy is to be upset about who you are, or be frustrated, or be discouraged. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
It's not going to help.
Yeah.
Don't start that way.
Yeah, but just keep it in mind as a concept.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know how to apply this yet, that's fine because we're not in the application stage yet. So we'll
Cool.
see you guys
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.